A very good evening, everyone, and hearty welcome to Aurora online classes. Dear students, once I am back and I am back with the same lesson, I would continue the same lesson, and the name of the lesson is The Hundred Dresses Part 1 by El Basso Esther. Actually, in my previous class, I taught you about this story. I gave you a detailed explanation of this story, and I discussed that Vanda was a Polish girl. She was a Pole, Pole, Pole. She was poor. She belonged to a poor family, and she was living in America with her family at Bogins Height, and Bogins Height was actually it's a poor locality. So she and some other Americans like Peggy and Maddie, along with some other children, American children, they were studying in the same class, in the same school, and her classroom was room 30. It was a co-education, and this education was meant for both the boys and girls. Both of them studied together. Vanda was cut off from the rest of the class. She felt depressed and lonely. She remained sad and silent. She didn't have any friends in the class. So she was, in one way, I would say that despite being in the class, she was aloof from them. She was staying away from them. She was isolated from the rest of the class as she was cut off. She did not speak too much to anyone. But there are the girls, especially Peggy and Maddie, they used to make fun of her. They, they used to mock her, mock at her. They used to insult her. So actually, Vanda was deeply hurt, but she didn't give any reaction to them. That is why she kept herself. One more thing, she came from a very far off area, very far off locality. Her house means the locality Bogin site was far away from her school, and she came to school on foot. So her feet were normally kept with dry mud. This is what I taught you earlier. Actually, she was discriminated. Other children, other American children, discriminated uh, Wanda on the basis of her nationality because she was from Poland, and her name was also very strange. It was a tongue twister, and it was very difficult to pronounce her name. Actually, her name sounded rather difficult to pronounce and funny to the rest of the children. So they used to make fun of her. Making fun of her is not a good thing. She was a victim of their discrimination, and it is not wise to judge anyone on the basis of uh, their caste, creed, color, nationality, religion. So of course we can say that she was discriminated. She was a victim of discrimination. They discriminated her and just for the sake of poverty also. But it's not clearly mentioned in this story that they used to make a fun of her just because she was poor. It's not like that. But they used to make fun of her uh, because of some other reasons. I told you. Let's go ahead. Today, Monday, Wanda Petronsky was not in her seat, but nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, means Maddie. The girls who started all the fun noticed her absence. Usually, Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. Underline it. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was most a scuffling of feet. A scuffling of feet means noisy, dragging movements of the feet on the ground. A scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, means opposite. She was very quiet and rarely said anything at all. And nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Boggins Heights, underline it, and her feet were usually kicked with dry mud. But no one really thought much about Wanda Petronsky once she sat in the corner of the room. The time when they thought about Wanda was outside of school hours, underline it, at noon time when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began, underline it, when groups of two or three or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the school yard. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. Underline it. The next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in school either, and nobody noticed her absence again. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda wasn't there. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was pretty, she had many pretty clothes, and her hair was curly. Underline it. Maddie was her closest friend. Underline it. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. They had waited and waited for Wanda to have some fun with her, and she just hadn't come. They often waited for Wanda Petronsky to have fun with her. Underline it. I said that Wanda remained absent. She was an innocent girl. She was a Polish girl. She was from Poland. Her family was living in America. Her father was an immigrant, and she lived at Boginside. Boginside was a poor locality, and she came to school, and she came to school all alone, as she had no friends, and she came to school on foot from a very far off area, that was Boginside. It was a poor locality, and see, her feet were normally kicked with dry mud. See, there used to be a lot of dry mud in that locality, and since she traveled a long distance, so naturally her feet, her shoes were covered with dry mud. Now, actually, where did Wanda sit? Actually, Wanda was a poor girl, and she was cut off from the mainstream of the class. Actually, she remained sad and silent, and she used to sit. She used to sit means Wanda used to sit on the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room number 13. So there would be a question as where did Wanda sit? So Wanda used to sit on the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room number 13. And actually, so she remained absent for 3 days. Actually, nobody took notice of her absence. If she was absent on Monday, she was absent on Tuesday, and then she was also absent on Wednesday. Actually, her friends didn't make fun of her during the school hours. They used to make fun of her, they used to tease her, mock at her, chidhana. They used to tease her or mock at her and laugh at her. Actually, either before the school hours or after dismissal, after school hours. They used to gather, especially Peggy and Maddie, they made fun of Wanda. Second thing is that actually what happened that they used to uh, they used to surround they used to surround, or I would say that Wanda used to get surrounded by a group of 2 or 3 girls, and they used to make fun of her. Actually, Wanda sat in the last corner, and that was the corner in the class, that was a place in the class which was surrounded by the rough boys, which was surrounded by the boys. What kind of boys sat there? Actually, the boys who were not good at studies, the boys who were not good at studies, the boys who were rough, who were not interested at all in studies, they used to sit at the back of the class and they used to disturb the class. If anything, if something funny was said in the class, they were the first to make roars in the class. They were the first to burst into laughter, like that. So now, why did she sit there? Actually, she was away from other students, isn't it? And actually, why did she sit there? Actually, Wanda was a poor girl, and she was ashamed of her dust-laden feet. Her feet were normally covered with dust. She came to school on foot all alone, and she went back from school after dismissal all alone. She didn't have any friends, so she had also a kind of inferiority complex, and that is why, in order to hide her inferiority complex, she used to tell that she used to claim to have 100 dresses. Now, it is not the point. Let us talk about Peggy. In that class, in room number 13, Peggy was the most popular girl. She was very intelligent at studies. Number one, she was very pretty also. She had a curly hair and she was rich. She belonged to a rich family. So she was rich, pretty, and intelligent. And she was also very good at drawings, isn't it? So both Peggy and Maddie, means Madeline. So both Peggy and Maddie, because Maddie was her closest friend, and both of them used to wait for Wanda. On Wednesday, they were waiting for Wanda to come, so that to get an opportunity to make fun of her. But on that particular day, Wanda didn't turn up. She didn't come, and they got late. So they got late. So they got late means and both Peggy and Maddie, both the students, both were the fast friends, and they got late just because of Wanda, as they were waiting for Wanda for a long time, even though Wanda didn't turn up. So they were seeking an opportunity. They wanted to have a chance to make fun of her. But one thing is clear, that they never made fun of Wanda during class hours, during school hours, either before the school started or after the classes were over, after the school was over, after dismissal. They used to make fun of Wanda. They used to they used to make a circle around Wanda in the schoolyard, and there they used to make fun of her. They used to tease her. They used to mock at her. It was a kind of leg pulling, किसी का टांग खींचना, पैर खींचना. So this was their habit. Actually, Wanda was a very shy girl. She was innocent. She was innocent too, and she spoke nothing. But their comments, their jokes, they played jokes on her, and their jokes deeply hurt her. But she gave no reaction. She was deeply hurt. Even she used to get hurt by their embarrassing and unpleasant questions. Yet she could remain silent and sad. Wanda Petronsky, most of the children in room 13 didn't have names like that. Underline it. They had names easy to say, like Thomas, Smith, or Ellen. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronsky was. Actually, as I said, that she was from some other country. Her culture was different from them. her atmosphere was different from theirs. Actually, everything was whatever she had was different from the Americans, because she was not a native American. Native means you are born and brought up there. Just we are the natives of India, because we are born and brought up in India. We are Indians. So Indians are the native of India. Those who are in China, those who are of China, and they are born and brought up in China. So they are the natives of China. They are the people of China. So actually, it was very difficult to it was very difficult for Wanda to adjust among the American students, among the American girls. So they discriminated, they insulted, they teased, they mocked at her, they made fun of her, they used to pull her leg down. This was their habit. Actually, now her name, as far as her name is concerned, her name was also very unique and strange. It was rather difficult to pronounce. It sounded rather difficult to pronounce, and it appeared funny to the rest of the classes. Actually, there were some other names also, like Thomas, like Smith, like Ellen, but their names were easy to pronounce. But her name was not easy to pronounce. It sounded rather difficult to pronounce and funny to the rest of the classes, to the students, to her classmates. Number one. So, number two, actually, she was from some other country, she was discriminated by them. Now, Wanda didn't have any friends. It's a very important point. She was cut off from the mainstream of the class, and Wanda didn't have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. So she came to school alone and went home alone, and she didn't have any friends. She couldn't share her feelings, share her pains with the other friends. She didn't have any friends in the class. She always wore a faded blue dress and didn't hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. She came to school, she always wore a faded means worn out or colorless. So she always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. Didn't hang right means even the dress, even the blue dress didn't fit her. It was clean. Her dress was clean, but it was not properly ironed. You underline it. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard, and as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. Actually, she didn't talk to any girls, but she was usually surrounded by other girls, and also the girls, watching the little girls as she stood watching. Actually, the little girls of that school they used to play hopscotch on the hard ground of the school. Especially the girls like to play such games. They used to. It's a game in which children hop into and over a squares marked on the ground. So when Wanda stood watching the little girls playing hopscotch there, the students of her class surrounded her, and they started teasing her. They started making fun of her, even though she said nothing, but she was deeply hurt. She did not feel good. She felt very bad. She felt very embarrassed. She did not feel comfortable in the company of her classmates. As Wanda, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner, as though she were traveling to Miss Mason. Miss Mason was her class teacher. Miss Mason, she was a very kind-hearted lady. She was mature and intelligent, and she took care of her. She took great care of her class. She took great care of her students, and she was a very well-disciplined teacher. And she always maintained. Silence in the class. She maintained discipline and decorum in the class, and actually she was a very popular class teacher, Miss Mason, and she took great care of Wanda too. Wanda, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner, as though she were talking to Miss Mason. Wanda, she would say, giving one of her friends a nudge, "Tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet?" Closet means almirah. Closet. So actually, Wanda and Peggy with some other girls, they used to surround Wanda, and it was Peggy who initiated the question. It was Peggy who came forward and asked her the question, Wanda, hey Wanda, where are you going and how many dresses do you have hanging in your closet? She used to ask the same question. How many dresses do you have? Wanda would reply, 100. Wanda would say. She used to reply, yes, I have 100 dresses. 100! Exclaimed all the little girls incredulously, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. Means they were not ready to believe. She said she claimed to have that she had 100 dresses, and it was a surprise for them. How could Wanda have 100 dresses? So in this way they used to make fun of her, and whatever Wanda replied, they were not satisfied with Wanda, and it appeared unbelievable to the rest of the students. Yea, 100 all lined up, said Wanda. Then her thin lips drew together in silence. What are they like? All silk, I bet, said Peggy. Yea, all silk, all colors. Velvet too. Yea, velvet too, 100 dresses, Wanda would repeat stolidly, all lined up in my closet. Wanda would ask. Peggy would ask as to how many dresses do you have hanging in your closet. She used to say 100. Then she used to ask whether all the dresses are of silk. She would give them a reply, yes, of course they are of silky. Then Wanda would ask, are they of velvet color also? Then she would say, yes, it is of velvet color too. Means Wanda gave them an answer that she had 100 dresses of different designs and different colors. This was Wanda's reply. Whenever they used to ask the same question, they used to irritate Wanda, they used to make Wanda uncomfortable with such an embarrassing question regarding her dresses, regarding her pairs of shoes, regarding her hat, isn't it? And she used to give them a reply, and then they used to get burst into laughter, because they never believed. They said they believed that whatever Wanda is saying, it is false. Wanda is making a false story, fabricated story. Her claim is not correct. She is telling a lie. So they never believed Wanda that she had 100 dresses. How many shoes? What a story! 100 dresses, obviously. I mean, all lined up in my closet. She used to say, all dresses are lined up in my closet. All dresses are lined up in my closet. Suppose it's a closet, and you may have seen all dresses are of different colors and different designs. And suppose this is a closet, and they are lined up. They are kept properly. They are lined up. They are kept in a proper place, and they have been kept properly in my closet, in my almirah. This is what Wanda would always reply. So Wanda told them that she had 100 dresses. She claimed to have 100 dresses of different colors and design. And on being asked as to how many pairs of shoes does she have, on being asked, she would say that she had 60 pairs of shoes, which they didn't believe. And even Wanda had gone not very far. The students, under the guidance of, under the leadership of Peggy, they used to have they used to have shrieks and peals of laughter, and their peals of laughter was a sure indication of making a fun of Wanda. So they used to burst into laughter for Wanda's for Wanda's fun, means for the sake of making fun of Wanda. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this. All alike. Oh no, every pair is different. All colors, all lined up. She used to say, no, all pairs. She had 60 pairs of shoes, and all these pairs of shoes or footwear are of different designs. They are of different colors, and they are properly lined up. This is what Wanda used to used to say or used to give them a reply that she had 60 pairs of shoes, number one, and all the shoes are of different colors, and they are of different colors and different designs, and they all her pairs of shoes are properly lined up. But regarding her dresses, regarding her pairs of shoes and hat, these students never believed. They would just say that she is making a story. What a story? If Wanda had gone a little far away, and then in her absence, isn't it, they used to make fun of her. And she could say every pair is different, all colors. Peggy, who had thought of this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend. Maddie was the closest friend, inseparable. They could not be separated from Wanda. Were always the last to leave. Means both Peggy and Maddie, they were fast friends. Maddie was her closest friend, and they were the last to leave the school. They were last to leave the class. Finally, Wanda would move up to the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had. And then Wanda used to go all alone without any friends. She didn't have any friends, and her eyes dull and mouth closed. This expression, this facial expression shows that Wanda was deeply hurt by their comments, by their embarrassing and unpleasant questions regarding her dresses, regarding her pairs of shoes, regarding her pairs of footwear. She did not like. She felt very bad and uncomfortable. So her eyes were dull and her mouth was closed, and she used to give a hitch to her left shoulder while going back home all alone. Peggy was not really cruel. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected a small children from bullies, and she cried for whole hours if she saw an animal mistreated. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think that this is a cruel way to treat Wanda?" she would have been very surprised. Underline, cruel. Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? Underline it. And she wasn't just an ordinary person. Else, why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. Now let us know something more about Peggy. It is said that it is mentioned here, she was not really cruel. Actually, her intention was not to hurt her sentiments. Hurt her sentiments means it was not Peggy's intention to hurt Wanda's sentiments. Actually, she was soft-hearted too. Actually, she protected the children from dons of the school. Bullies. She protected the small children, means Peggy saved the small children from getting threatened by the dons of the school. Bullies are those students who use their strength or power to frighten weaker people. So Wanda used to save small students from getting dominated or from getting frightened by the bullies. And bullies, there are in each and every school there are few bullies, and bullies consider themselves to be the don of the school, like that. Isn't it? So this was another aspect. This is a positive aspect of Wanda's character, that she protected small children from bullies, from the dons of the school. Number one. And also, she used to cry for hours when she found any animal is mishandled or any animal is mistreated. If any animal is mistreated, it hurt her sentiments. She used to get deeply hurt by seeing any animal being mistreated. Means if anyone used to do something wrong with any animal, if anyone used to treat any animal badly, she used to cry for the animals being mistreated. So this is a positive aspect of her character. It shows that she was not cruel. and she was soft-hearted. There was love and compassion in her heart. But if anybody would ask Wanda, if anybody would ask Peggy as to why do you behave like that with Wanda? If any student, if anybody would ask Peggy as to why do you behave in such a manner with Wanda, as to why you make fun of her, she used to say, no, I am not making fun of her. She used to tell them frankly that she is not making fun of her. She has she had some kind of reservation, and she had some kind of complaint. Okay, I'm not cruel, I'm not making fun of her. Why does she lie? Why does Wanda tell a lie? Why does she make a false claim to have 100 dresses? Why does she tell a lie? Why does she say that she is having 100 dresses? So I just tell her to not tell a lie. I just want to teach her a lesson not to tell a lie. Why does she often tell me a lie, or why does she often tell us a lie that she is having 100 dresses? This was her logic. So actually, as for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many this and that she had bothering her. Maddie was poor herself, and she usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Hand-me-down clothes means old clothes handed down by someone else. Thank goodness she didn't live up on Boggy's heights or have a funny name. Sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them round and saying nothing herself. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda. Exactly, she would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy hadn't invented the dresses game. But suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next. She wasn't as poor as Wanda, perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. Actually, Maddie was her closest friend. Maddie was the closest friend of Peggy, but Maddie was also poor. But she was not as poor as Wanda, but she was poor, and she used to put on old dresses given by Peggy. So there is a word here that is hand-me-down clothes. Actually, but she did not dare to speak up in front of Peggy. She didn't want to lose her friendship. That is why, but Peggy felt it bad. Actually, Peggy did not like, sorry, Maddie did not like Peggy's attitude of asking pressing question to Peggy. She didn't like it. She had some soft corner for Wanda. So dear students, today I have taught all these things, and I'll teach the rest of the things in my next class. This is all for today. That's all for today. Thank you very much.